so happy. This is the Aging Hippies Conspiracy Channel, and boy did I go through hell changing from Vegematic to the Aging Hippies Conspiracy Channel. It was really weird. Google kept insisting on one phone call after another to verify that yes, I wanted to change it. I guess they were freaked out simply because I had the same home page up for, 12 years, and all of a sudden I said, I can't do it. I can't be veg anymore. So this is the Aging Hippies Conspiracy Channel, and I'm only saying that repeatedly because I'm no longer veg. Veg and I are done. We're finished. I dropped them off at the curb, and now I'm just Chris. So I know some of you are still going to keep calling me veg for a while, and that's okay. I can deal with it, but I'll just keep reminding them that I am not veg. I am now Chris, the name I was born with. Well, I wasn't born with it. I guess somebody gave it to me at some point. They thought Christopher sounded really English, but it's weird because I have a Polish last name and an English first name, and I don't get into it. How do you spell that? That's something that I wished nobody had to go through. How do you spell it? Here we go. Anyway, just thought I'd talk a little bit tonight. My continuing journey through life, my experiences, such as they have been, and to get me to this point where I am now an aging hippie, and I'm happy. So in the 70s, and there was enough vestiges of the hippie culture, especially in the early 70s, that I was comfortable in getting into my role of being who I wanted to be. But then something odd happened. The age of superficial everything. Well, as the 70s progressed, and I guess it was somewhere around the mid-70s, that disco reared its ugly head, and it was all about superficiality. I guess it was a great time to get laid because things were a little bit looser then. But if you had to, dress up in a polyester suit and go out dancing like an idiot, the latest steps, that just wasn't me. So I drifted off into art school by the late 70s. Still looking for my tribe, my people. And I did find a lot of people that I could relate to in art school because it was a whole new world for me. Other creative people, not people that are all tied in with career and growing a family and everything. And I never wanted any of that shit. Anyway, in the 80s, as I said, it was a horrible decade, and it was totally, the politics began moving. Everything began shifting to the right, and it was very planned. I can remember even seeing advertising in the 80s that would encourage the idea, and television programming, it would encourage the idea of, well, we were silly hippies when we were young, but now we're stockbrokers, and many people did become, part of the establishment, the hated establishment and everything, because they figured, well, I've outgrown it, and I just want to be part of the average corporatocracy. So I was like a fish out of water in the 80s. Here I was, a starving artist trying to eke out an existence, and all around me, yuppie scum everywhere. Well, they weren't scum, they were just very strange people that didn't relate to anything that I was involved in at the time. I did manage to meet some countercultural types, and that kept me going barely through the 80s, but I remember this whole thing of this pressure, this relentless pressure to conform to society, and politics kept moving further and further to the right. And it was all like it was organized and machined, you know, like it's all going to go down this way, and we'll move the cultural paradigm as far away from those scary hippies in the 60s, because that really scared the shit out of a lot of people. You know, how are we gonna make the products? Like, how are we gonna do? Yeah, oh, man, Mad Men. I watched the series Mad Men, and it's set in the 60s. It's an old thing, and you know, over Christmas there's not really very much to watch, and I don't really care for hearing the same Christmas carols that I've heard since I was a baby. It just doesn't do it for me. Christmas to me means absolutely nothing. My wife and I rented this old television program. Old, it's I guess 10 years old now or whatever. And we just never watched it when it was originally on. I guess it was HBO or something. And if you want to get a good idea of life in the 60s, I would recommend Mad Men. It's an excellent psychological study of people in the advertising agency and just how amoral they were, and pushing things like cigarettes, and you know, just how ugly the whole advertising Madison Avenue world was back then. It's probably worse now because most things have gotten worse, right? Let's face it. That's life. But it's a really accurate depiction of the times, and they went to great lengths to reproduce the decor and all the accoutrements that went with living in the 60s. But it's a real challenge to watch it at some point, because you just think, well, how can these people have absolutely no morals and just go on as psychopaths? But then I realized, and these guys were all rich as all get out, and I guess that's the way things work, that if you're psychopathic, you probably will have, you know, society will shower you with gifts and have people that want to follow you and everything. It's a very strange world that we live in. It's strange the things that we value and the things that we don't value. So anyway, that's my little rant. I will be back in a couple of days with more of the Aging Hippies Conspiracy. And as you may notice, I will be uploading more frequently, sometimes short, sometimes a bit longer, but I've got this new software and my computer's all spiffied up now, and I got new video card and it's all built up and it's 1,000 watts, and I can make videos faster. So I will be making videos faster because I'm kind of a masochist. So thank you for watching. As always, leave your comments below. And if they're nasty comments, well, I'd rather really not hear them. But I'll probably delete them this time. I'm not going to try and, well, no, I'll try and reason. I will win over my enemies with love, peace, and understanding.